Hello, everyone. Okay, to earn your 6 bonus points, this is what you got to do. You have to do all the questions on your own in pencil first. Then we're going to watch the video. I don't care how you do it. You can do all 6 questions first, then watch the video. You can do question 1, then watch the video, then do question number 2, then continue watching the video and pause in between. Doesn't matter to me, but what you should be doing is watching, listening, and writing things down that are missing from your paper. And anything that's missing from your paper, you are going to do with a colored pen or colored pencil or whatever it might be to make it stand out to you. You are going to write down all corrections. We don't want to leave off any important info. And then you're going to turn your paper in next class to get all of the points. So I'm going to be checking for all of this stuff. If any of it's missing, it's all or nothing. So let's make sure that we are taking excellent notes. All right, go ahead. Let's submit answer for question number 1 in the video. Okay, here is the answer to number 1. So number 1, we should see that in question number 1, you will have answer choice D, K of 9. Okay, so how did we get this? There's 2 ways. I've showed you 2 ways. On your papers, you can pick one of the 2 methods. If you have a calculator at home, you are going to use calculator method. If you don't, you probably need a calculator for both of these. So hopefully you went into math tutorial or you stayed after to use your calculator for this. If you didn't, make sure you do it before class time. So what I would see in number 1 is I'm looking for an X value of 9. I'm going to find that in my table after I graph it to see that the Y value is 153. Another way I could have done this is I could have just substituted 9 into wherever X was, and then substituted, and then typed this whole thing right here into the calculate page on my calculator. All right, folks, type in your answer now for number 2. Here we have it. Here is number 2. So they told us here that this is a function, okay? Isaac has to put one more pair into the function. All right, so in order to preserve a function, I'm going to use my justification of the definition. Every X can have only one Y value. If I pick answer choices A, B, or C, check it out. We're going to do some repetition. We don't want there to be 2 zeros or 2 sevens or 2 5s of our X values, because what that would mean is that there's an X value going to 2 different Y values. No me likey. So like for A, if I picked A, that would be bad because the X value of 0 would have 2 Y values of 1 and 2. All right, go ahead, type in your answer to number 3. Okay, here's number 3. Check out this beautiful graph. Couple things that we should notice here. You definitely needed to use your graphing calculator on this one, whether it was your graphing calculator or using the Desmos calculator. You should have typed in all of the function square root of x plus 2, making sure that the plus 2 is under the radical. It restricts the domain. So we're going to go from -2 all the way to 7, and I can't go any further. So there are no arrows on here. And then, of course, in order to graph a function, I have to have a table first, then the points. So the table, big deal. That should have come first before even putting any points on the graph. All right, submit answer to number 4. Here is number 4. So it says, which functions are increasing over the interval from -1 to 2? Notice how on all of my graphs, I have highlighted from -1 to +2. Then I just looked at this part of the function. Is it going up? Yes, it is in A. Is it going up in question B? Yes, it is. Is it going up in C? Well, kind of. It starts off by going down and then up. So no me likey, not increasing. How about D? Is it going up from -1 to 2? No, it's going down. All right, submit answer to number 5. Okay, here it is. 5. All right. This one, oh my goodness. If you didn't write this on your paper, I am going to be so sad. on your homework. So make sure whenever you see a question like this that you show a table. Put in the table what they're talking about. In this case, we're talking about ice cream cones, the domain. You get out the profit, but who cares about the Y values? This is something that we didn't need. So we didn't need this column for this question. Now let's talk about ice cream cones. Can we have parts of ice cream cones? No. Can we have negative ice cream cones? No. Well, I guess you could have parts of ice cream cones, but you're certainly not going to sell them. So decimals or negatives are gross. A and B have negatives, D has decimals. All right, submit answer to number 6. What you get? Here we have it. How did we get this? Okay, so they gave us a function. We needed to figure out the range. The easiest thing to do on this one is to use your graphing calculator. So you should have taken that out at home and then graphed it. You can see here that the Y values go from 3 all the way to positive infinity because we're dealing with the range. If it had said domain, we would have picked answer choice A. So let's write that out. This was actually the domain of this function. You didn't need it for this one, but this is really good info to know because our left-right values would have been from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity.